is undoubtedly the single greatest outer space film ever made. It's Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. He made it between 1966 and 1968 for $10 million, the most money ever spent then on a science fiction film, at least up to that time. It's hard to describe, really, the impact of 2001. We really hadn't ever seen anything like it before. The story took us back to the dawn of man, with apes, our predecessors, discovering how to use primitive tools, all the way up to the year 2001, with man using more sophisticated tools, spaceships, to try and unlock the mysteries of the universe. A lot of people say they have trouble getting the meaning or message of 2001, but I think you can get simply enough out of the picture by experiencing the majesty of spaceflight, the feeling of longing for another world, of venturing into and encountering the unknown. It's a majestic film, even in simple black and white still photographs taken from the picture. It's the single best vision of space ever to come out of the movies. In fact, don't take my word for it. Get this. A couple of months ago, I happened to be flying to Cincinnati. I was seated next to Neil Armstrong, the astronaut, the first man to walk on the moon. Armstrong told me that of all the space movies, he liked 2001 the best, that it did a remarkable job of communicating what living and traveling through outer space is actually like. What a remarkable, impressive compliment for a great movie.
That must be the best review that Stanley Kubrick
Certainly.
ever got for 2001. And
Certainly.
you know, of all the people in the world, if they were sitting next to Neil Armstrong, they would ask him what it was like to walk on the moon. It took you to ask him what he thought about 2001. But I think I know what you were getting at, because the amazing thing about 2001, which is now more than 12 years old, is that it is fixed forever in my imagination, and I think in the imaginations of a lot of people who have seen it, what we think outer space looks like.
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of places we've never been. I've never been to Australia, I've never been to the South Pole, and I've never been to outer space, but I think I know what all of those places look like because of the movies I've seen.
Yes.
And 2001 by Kubrick establishes a standard of excellence. Before that, you could get away with a lot of schlock in science fiction movies, but after that, remarkable special effects achievement. The picture was fixed in our minds of outer space, the stars, the surface of the moon, in such a way that any other movie after that was going to have to spend at least as much money and have at least as much know-how in order to match that vision.
And there was another standard that 2001 set, and I think that is for its intellectual content. I think that you can debate what that little slab that the astronauts find means. You can debate that all you want. One thing you can't debate is the intellectual, emotional thrust of the picture, which is going out there, moving on, mankind moving on, this need, this desire, and properly so, to find out what is beyond, to increase our intelligence. That's all in 2001. What a rich experience it is to think about and to feel viscerally that kind of desire to move on through the world. I think that's the essence of science fiction films. We want to be put out there. We want to travel and see things we haven't seen before.
And that was a movie that was, so in other words, it was really great at both areas that science fiction is involved in, the hardware and also the ideas, the vision. Right.